students, this is Teacher Yan and we're back again to our science class. For today's video, we are going to answer all the other activities in your book all together. So get ready with your science book and a pen. Are you ready? So if you're ready, let's start from page 45. Page 45. So if you're on page 45, you can see this activity 1. And it says here, use your photo to describe how you grow. Let's read it one more time. Use your photo to describe how you grow. So first, inside this box, you are going to paste your photo. Any current photo of yourself. Let's say this is your photo. Now, after pasting your photo here, we have some questions and sentences here that you need to fill in. Let's try to read all together. I am blank years old. So, I am a blank. So, in this space here, you are going to write your age. So let's say you are 12 years old. So you write 12 here. If you're 11, you write 11 here. If you're 13, you write 13. After writing your age, let's now proceed to the second blank. And it says here, so I am a blank. What stage of human growth does a 12-year-old kid belong to? Let's take a look on our previous lesson. Okay? So remember that 0 to 9 months is before birth. 1-year-old babies are newborns. 1 to 6 years old are toddlers to preschoolers. 7 to 12 years old are children. So basically you are under children. So you write here child. Child because it's only 1. Now, let's proceed. How do you know you are growing? How do you know you are growing? What do you observe with your body, your height, and weight every year? Are you growing? Does your height and weight change? Okay, let's say, I get taller and heavier every year. Let's proceed. For people in my age group, I grow normal or abnormal. So you can tick normal or abnormal. Now, to find out if you grow normally, you can check your growth on the growth chart. Now, let's say you get taller and heavier every year. So you tick the normal circle. Now, what is the reason why? Let's say I have normal weight as seen from the growth chart. Okay, so these are all just examples. Okay? Now, let's proceed to activity 2. It says here, name your favorite dish, the foods and nutrients in it, and their benefits. One more time. Name your favorite dish, the foods and nutrients in it, and their benefits. So, can you think of your favorite dish? Okay, so I'm gonna give examples to this one. So let's say my favorite dish is stewed pork noodles. It's called stewed pork noodles. So I'm gonna write here stewed pork noodles. This is just my own example, okay? You can write your own example, your favorite dish. Now, what are the ingredients of stewed pork noodles? I am going to write it here. So let's say we have noodles. We have pork, bean sprout, fried garlic, and soup. For stewed pork noodles, I have 5 ingredients. Now, after writing the ingredients, we are now ready to write what are the nutrients that we get from these ingredients. Let's take, for example, the noodles. What nutrient can I get from noodles? Okay, so here, going back to our past lesson, you can find that on page 27. So going back here, what nutrient can we get from noodles? Okay, so it's obviously carbohydrates, right? So I'm gonna write here carbohydrates. And then after that, what nutrient can I get from pork? So it's a meat. So I can get proteins from bean sprout, I can get vitamins and minerals since it's a vegetable. From fried garlic, I can get fats. From soup, of course, I can get water. Okay, so these are the nutrients that I can get from these ingredients. Now, let's go to the benefits. What are the benefits that I get from these nutrients? Let's have, for example, the carbohydrates. Carbohydrates can give energy for activities. So I'm gonna write here, give energy. Carbohydrates can give energy. Next, proteins repair damaged tissues. Vitamins and minerals are for good body functions. Fats also give energy, and water also helps in passing out body waste. So this is my own example. So you answer this one based from your favorite dish, okay? So you can pause this one to finish, and then if you're done, let's move on to page 46. So that is activity 3. So it says here, study the table and answer the questions. Study the table, so this is the table, and answer the questions. So we have 3 questions. So let's start from question number 1. How much energy should a 14-year-old girl take per day? How much energy should a 14-year-old girl take per day? So for this question, let's base from this table. So it says 14-year-old girl. So let's find where is the 14-year-old. So basically it is under, or it is between 13 and 15. So female is 1,800. So let's write here 1,800 kilocalories. A 14-year-old girl need to take 1,800 kilocalories per day. Okay, now for number 2, what should she eat in one day to get enough energy? What should she eat in one day to get enough energy? So for this question, we are now going to base from this table. So what are the food that she needs to eat in order to complete 1,800 kilocalories? So let's say stir-fried large noodles with soy sauce, pork, and egg, which contains 679 kilocalories. But that is not enough to complete 1,800 calories. So she needs to eat more foods. Let's say pad thai. Pad thai with egg contains 577 kilocalories. But again, that is not enough. If you add 679 and 577, that's not enough for 1,800 calories. So she has to eat one more food, which is, let's say, stir-fried chicken and holy basil with rice. That is 554 calories. Now, if you add all those calories from these foods, we can get, or she will get 1,810 kilocalories of energy. So that is enough for her body in a day. Okay, now for number 3, it says here, should an 18-year-old boy eat the same food as her? Why? Should an 18-year-old boy eat the same food as her? Why? Remember that boys and girls eat different amount of energy. They need different amount of energy for their body because they have different gender. Okay? So, he should not because he needs more energy than the girl. Okay, so that's it. If you want to write first, you can pause this video. So if you're finished, let's proceed to activity 4, which is still on page 46. Let's start with number 1. For good health, we should eat different foods from all 5 food groups in each meal. What does this mean? For good health, we should eat different foods from all 5 food groups in each meal. What does this mean? Okay, what do you mean by this? And for number 2, why do older children need less protein? Why do older children need less protein? Okay, so remember that when a person gets old, its body grows slower or stops growing. So you answer this one, and then if you're finished, try to compare your answer from my answers. Okay? Again, you can pause this one to finish writing. And then if you're finished, let's proceed to another activity, which is on page 47. That is on page 47 already. Now, it says here, find information about one food additive, draw, or stick a photo in the box and answer the questions. Again, we have a box here wherein you need to paste a photo or sample photo of any food additive. Again, what are food additives? We have discussed this on our previous video. So let's define it again. These are things added to food to give it good taste, color, smell, or keep it longer. Examples are yeast, vinegar, the food coloring, or sweetener. Okay, so those are examples of food additives. Those are examples of food additives. Here in Thailand, these are examples of taste enhancer. You have a lot of MSG and you just need to choose only one. Now, inside this box, you are going to paste another picture of any food additive that you like. Or maybe if you can draw, then you can draw. Okay? Let's take this food seasoning or pork seasoning for example. Now, if you finish pasting a picture here, then let's proceed to the questions. Number 1 says, what food additive is it? What kind of food additive is it? So basically, it will fall under taste enhancer because it is an MSG. So you write here, taste enhancer. Number 2, what are its uses as a food additive? What are its uses? It makes food tastier. Number 3, what harms does it cause? It may cause numb tongue, dry lips, and dry throats. Again, this is just my own example. If you want to paste different picture, then you are free to do so. This is just my own example. Okay, so that is the end of our activity. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good day and goodbye.